What's going on, everybody? Today I'm bringing you here my Whitebeard, aka Edward Newgate, aka Pops deck profile. In today's video, we're going to go over my build and why I've chosen these cards. If you haven't already tried out the One Piece simulator, definitely do so, especially if you're planning on participating in the remote events. Best thing you can have is practice, especially considering that the set comes out 1 week before the remote events. Overview of the deck. I play 22 1K counters and 10 2K counters, so a total of 32 cards in my deck are counters. There are less 2Ks than I would like, but I don't think it's as necessary, especially since people likely won't swing on 8. They should swing on 8, but I think at first a lot of people are going to swing on 7. And then there's a bunch of other cards you can use to combo out, but the combos are definitely important, especially if you are playing Pops in the mirror. You'll definitely want those 2Ks, kind of why I have some of those cards in, but we'll dive into that later. I also have 6 event cards that boost attack, so total 38 cards in the deck boost attack, and then also 8 of the cards are blockers. So dive in here. This was a recent change I made. Usopp, I was playing Sanji because it felt like a red staple, the 2-drop Sanji with counter, the one that takes a life, but there's never an instance where I'm like, I want to take a life. And so Usopp gives you the opportunity to draw 1 card. If he sticks around, like if you're playing against blue or something and they get the new 0 cost event card, you can continually, you go 1 for 1 on the turn you play it, hopefully, and then you can draw another card later. Otama is Otama. I don't play Jet Pistol, so it's not as strong, but I still think this card is very good, especially when you're just trying to clear your opponent's board. Next up, we have Nami. I play 4 Nami. We play Nami because we have a small Straw Hat engine, but also because the actual Nami can grab the event cards as well, which is big, especially in the late game when you're getting those radical beams for 4K. Bartolomeo. I play Bartolomeo because he's very good. He's a 1K counter. I play him over Chopper because in the mirror, 1K counters are needed. Chopper's a 1-drop, yes, but he has no counter. When you're getting swung on and then you pull Bart from your life, it's just so much better. Pops is Pops. This card is pretty much like a win condition, truthfully. At least it has been for me. This card's very good. It makes you 8K, and you don't take a life. So ideally, you hit this on when you hit 9 or 10. You'll have 2 life. If you got the card that saves a life, you'll have 3, but you want to play this, not take a life. You're at 8K. Very hard to swing over. The only people who have creatures that are like that high are Kaido, that regularly play big beaters. I play 4 Kingdu. Kingdu is great for Marco, and he's a 5/7 that is searchable with the event card, and he also helps to out Kid. 5-drop, 7, really good, plus that counter. Marco is insane too. We'll talk about him in a sec. I only play 2 Vista, and I play him in place of Nico Robin because it's a Robin that doesn't have to survive a turn. Can't be used more than once. But overall, when I thought about it as that, it pretty much made sense to play this because I still get the same effect. Has less attack too, but I'll take it. And again, he works with Marco, and he's searchable. And since we play 2 different search cards, we don't want to whiff on either of them. Being it the Nami or the Whitebeard search. Next up, my favorite card in the deck, Ace. I'm a huge fan of Ace, just like the character in general. Play 2 because he clears your opponent's boards, giving them both minus 3,000 and being able to swing on something for 8K. So he's great, especially when they play against Kid. They drop the 8, you drop him, you drop them the 5. You can swing 6 with your leader, see if they're probably going to combo out. Or if they have the blocker, you also can minus their blocker, the 7-drop Kid. And then when you minus the 7-drop and the 8-drop Kid, then if they block, they don't get that value out of it. He's 4K. He's probably, they're going to have to counter 2 out of it. So just overall, really good, plus the rush. Marco, this card is insane. It isn't once per turn, so if you think of it like this, it's a card that is 1 Whitebeard card to counter every time to save him, because if he gets swung on with 10K, you just let him be destroyed. You do have to have 2 or less life, which is very easy to do. And then you can play him from the trash by discarding a Whitebeard, and he comes right back. And then so that also becomes versatile if you decide to attack with him. Next up, we have 4 of the promo Luffy. And this card's essentially a 3-drop 7K because of the fact you play him the first turn, then you give him 2, and he's 7. So he's great for outing bigger guys at a low cost. Pretty much like a searchable do, but again, on the second turn, he only costs 2. But it's pretty much like paying a 5/7 after 2 turns, but he does lose to Vista, so that's something to watch out for. He makes the Nami better since he's searchable and he's a 2K, and I don't play a lot of 2Ks. I'm open to taking him out, but again, like my 2K count is already very low, so he's in there for now. The 4/6 Luffy, I play 2 of those. He's good against pops. He allows you to put that pressure on for the 6. This card could be upped. It could also be replaced with another vanilla, but again, it's just another target for Nami, so we don't whiff. And he helps put that pressure, and he's the 1K counter. 2 of this Nami, the Give Rested Dawn. I think this is huge. I really like this one for the mirror because it can always swing 7K on Whitebeard, or against any other leader, I can swing a free 7K on their 5. So typically you match the numbers. You go evens for evens, odds for odds. So 6, 8 if you want to take life, 5, 7, and it makes that free, which just allows you to put a little bit more pressure on. And then also in the mirror with King Do, you can attach one to King Do and swing 8 on 6. Next up, we have 2 of the 5-drop Rush Luffy. These are to push for game if they have blockers like the green decks do. I don't play 4 because I do like King Do a little bit more, and he has no counter, and that's big and important in this deck because you're taking a life every turn. I think this ratio could be changed. I did play more at one point, but I did cut it down to 2, and I've been liking that. That's all for the character card. Let's move on to the event cards. First up, we have 4 Radical Beam because you're almost always at 2 life. This card's pretty much a 1-cost 4K, which is just absolutely insane. You pretty much don't ever want to use the trigger effect just because you're going to be able to get that. Especially you go 9-drop pops, leave 1 up, and then you swing. You keep this, like, protect your life, especially if you're low. Great card. Bora for sure. Next up, Whitebeard Pirates. I play 2 of these because you need to see the 9-drop, especially in the mirror. It's a huge deciding factor if they see it and you don't. And so, yeah, you just really want this. Plus, again, it lets you search for another card that you might need, possibly a Marco. But, yeah, I mean, really play this. You really want to get to 9-drop or our next event card, which is You May Be a Fool, But I Still Love You. This is important to see because it's a rough battle if you don't see the 9-drop or this, because you pretty much need to counter every attack on you to stay in. I don't play 4. I've seen people play none. But once you're at that 3, you can play this. It's pretty solid. It just keeps you in, especially like while you're digging for the 9-drop. So I'm a big fan of this. I don't know if I'd play it at 4. Because once you see it, like, you pretty much, like, you really just want the 9-drop. And then finally, 2 Guard Point. I don't love this card, but it's decent. It's guaranteed 3K. I think it's more important in the Pops mirror. I would argue and say that I would rather play Red Hawk. I'm a big fan of Red Hawk, but I've been testing the Guard Point. Now, the biggest question you probably have right now is why no Moby Dick? And it's if you have 1 or less life, you're Edward Newgate and all your characters with Whitebeard Pirates in it gain plus 2,000 power. It's absolutely insane. Your leader's 8K, King Deuce 9K, Marco's 7K. Like, every card is just buffed up. Vista's 5K, but I don't play that many Whitebeard. I play like a Whitebeard Straw Hat fusion, and I just did not find the most value out of playing this, and then playing it at such a low count just didn't seem like it could work its way in there, but I've opted to not play it. I haven't needed it so far, but of course we're still in testing. I'm not finalized. And so, yeah, that's the build that I've been playing. Feel free to test it out. If you do test it out and make any changes, let me know in the comments below what you would change. Thank you guys so much for watching.